In 2025, over 2.9 million people are flying every single day in the US alone, more than any year in history. With that massive surge in air travel, the TSA isn't sitting still. They're rolling out new rules, updated tech, and tighter enforcement to keep everything moving safely and securely. But here's the catch: many travelers still get stopped for the same avoidable mistakes. In this video, we're breaking down the exact TSA carry-on rules you need to know this year, from the updated liquid limits to what's banned no matter what, and even a few surprising exceptions most people have never heard of. Stay locked in, because one overlooked rule could cost you time, your favorite products, or worse, your flight. Number 1. The 311 liquid rule still applies. This rule stipulates that travelers may carry liquids, gels, aerosols, creams, and pastes in containers of 3.4 ounces or less, all of which must fit into a single quart-sized, clear, resealable plastic bag. Each passenger is limited to one such bag. This regulation applies to items like toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, mouthwash, and lotion. The 311 rule was implemented in 2006 following a foiled terrorist plot involving liquid explosives. The restriction aims to mitigate the risk of liquid-based threats on aircraft. Despite advancements in screening technology such as computed tomography scanners capable of 3D imaging, the TSA anticipates maintaining the current liquid limits until at least 2040, as full deployment of these scanners across all US airports is projected to take several more years. Non-compliance with the 311 rule can lead to delays at security checkpoints, as bags may require additional screening and items exceeding the allowed limits may be confiscated. Number 2. Exceptions for medically necessary liquids and infant nourishment. Not everything in your bag has to follow the 3.4 ounces limit. The TSA makes clear exceptions when it comes to medically necessary items. For good reason. If you're traveling with prescription medications in liquid form, things like insulin, liquid antibiotics, or pre-filled syringes, you're allowed to carry more than 3.4 ounces. The same goes for essential medical creams and gels like steroid ointments, wound care creams, or even eye drops. These items don't need to fit in your quart-sized bag, but here's the key: you must declare them at the checkpoint and separate them for screening. TSA officers might inspect or test them on the spot, so always leave a few extra minutes in your schedule. Keeping them in original, clearly labeled containers helps avoid confusion or delay. TSA isn't trying to take away your medication. They're just trying to keep everyone safe while letting travelers carry what they truly need. Number 3. Hand sanitizer restrictions reinstated. This change ended the temporary allowance during the COVID-19 pandemic, which permitted passengers to carry up to 12 ounces of hand sanitizer. Now, hand sanitizers must adhere to the 311 liquids rule. Each container must be 3.4 ounces or less and fit within a single quart-sized, clear, resealable plastic bag. The primary reason for this restriction is safety. Hand sanitizers typically contain high concentrations of alcohol, making them flammable. Allowing larger quantities in the cabin could pose a fire hazard, especially in the confined space of an aircraft. By limiting the size of hand sanitizer containers, the TSA aims to mitigate this risk and ensure passenger safety. To avoid delays or the loss of personal items, it's advisable to pack hand sanitizers that comply with the current regulation. Number 4. Real ID enforcement begins May 7th, 2025. The TSA will enforce the Real ID Act, requiring all U.S. travelers aged 18 and older to present a Real ID-compliant driver's license or another acceptable form of identification to board domestic flights. This mandate, stemming from a 2005 law aimed at enhancing national security, has faced multiple delays but is now set for full implementation. A Real ID-compliant license typically features a star in the upper corner. If your current ID lacks this marking, it may not be accepted for air travel. Alternative acceptable forms of identification include a valid U.S. passport, military ID, or a DHS trusted traveler card. To obtain a Real ID, applicants must visit their state's DMV and provide documentation verifying their full legal name, date of birth, social security number, 2 proofs of address, and lawful status. Travelers without a Real ID or acceptable alternative may face delays, additional screening, or be denied boarding. The TSA advises arriving at the airport at least 3 hours early if unsure about ID compliance. Number 5. Advanced CT scanners allow more flexibility at select airports. The TSA is rolling out advanced computed tomography scanners at major U.S. airports, including Atlanta and Los Angeles. These scanners provide detailed 3D images of carry-on contents, allowing TSA officers to more accurately assess potential threats without requiring passengers to remove items like laptops or liquids from their bag. As a result, the TSA has updated its policies at these locations, permitting travelers to carry 11 specific items in any quantity through security. These items include prescription and over-the-counter medications, breast milk and baby formula, baby or toddler food and drink, ice or gel packs for medically necessary items, wet batteries, live fish transported in water, biological specimens, liquid-filled teethers, duty-free liquids in tamper-evident bags, fresh eggs. These exemptions aim to streamline the security process and reduce the need for passengers to discard essential items. However, it's important to note that these relaxed rules apply only at airports equipped with the new CT scanner. Number 6. Strict prohibition of certain items. The TSA enforces strict prohibitions on certain items in carry-on luggage to ensure passenger safety and maintain secure flight operation. Items such as fireworks, dynamite, blasting caps, and realistic replicas of explosives are categorically banned from both carry-on and checked baggage due to their potential to cause harm or incite panic. Additionally, flammable liquids like gasoline, lighter fluid, and cooking fuels are prohibited because they pose significant fire hazards within the confined space of an aircraft cabin. Self-defense sprays, including pepper spray and mace, are also restricted as they can be misused or accidentally discharged, leading to potential health risks for passengers and crew. Furthermore, alcoholic beverages exceeding 70% alcohol by volume over 140 proof, such as grain alcohol and 151 proof rum, are not allowed in carry-on or checked bags due to their high flammability. These regulations are in place to mitigate risk associated with hazardous materials and to comply with federal safety standards. Number 7. Variations in screening procedures across airports. TSA screening procedures aren't identical at every airport, and that's something many travelers don't realize until they're already in line. These differences stem from a mix of factors: staffing, available equipment, and how quickly new technology is rolled out. For example, some major hubs have credential authentication technology, which allows officers to verify IDs and boarding passes electronically. Others still rely on manual checks. The variation extends to the actual baggage screening too. Airports with computed tomography scanners let you leave liquids and electronics in your bag thanks to 3D imaging. But at locations using older 2D machines, you'll need to take out laptops, tablets, and your liquids bag. This inconsistency can cause confusion, especially for travelers expecting the same rules everywhere. TSA's flexibility is partly intentional. It's designed to make it harder for threats to predict routine.